Hi, my name is Alex Connell and I'm the Principal Tutor at the Cordon Bleu Cookery School, which is based in Cheshire at the Vegetarian Society. Today I'd like to show you how to make a hearty lentil soup. Now I'm sure you've tried lentil soups at home or bought them from the supermarket, but this one is really good, it's healthy and it's very cheap. So obviously we're going to have some lentils. Now there's no need to soak these sorts of lentils. These are red lentils so they can go straight into the pan with the stock. With that we're going to put some potatoes, nice and cheap, good source of fibre and vitamin C. We've got some miso. Now if you can't get hold of miso, just use ordinary stock. This will give a distinctive flavour, but if you can't get hold of it, just use ordinary vegetable stock. We've got some thyme, we've got broccoli, carrot. You can put all sorts of things in it really. As long as you've got a good base of onions and lentils, it's going to be great. And of course, a little bit of stock there as well. So the first thing to do is to set our onion into the pan. So just like that, so a small amount of vegetable oil. The onions are just going in now. I want to just soften those for about 10 minutes, and that will bring out a lot of flavour and sweetness. So in they go. And that's just half an onion. If you want to make double the quantity, obviously a whole onion. If you've got a small onion, that's kind of equivalent to, you know how it goes. Anyway, so in they go for about 5 to 10 minutes. On a low light, just let them saute. While the onions are cooking, we're just going to finish off preparing the rest of the vegetables. So we've got some potatoes. Now these are just ordinary potatoes. You've got salad in there, King Edward's, whatever. There's no need to peel them. A lot of the vitamins are just underneath the skin. And of course, if you peel them and throw them away, then you're wasting food, but also you're throwing away some of the vitamins. So if they are dirty, just give them a scrub. They're nice salad potatoes, sometimes they're even red washed. So we're going to put those in, and also a lovely carrot. Again, no need to peel it and throw away vitamins. Just use it as it is. The first thing to do is to chop our veg, ready to go in the pot when the onions are nice and sautéed. We'll just turn that light down slightly. So we've got our carrots. We're going to put some of these lovely potatoes in there. If you want the soup to be chunky, obviously have some nice chunky pieces. And if you're going to blend it, it doesn't really matter if they're big or small because you're going to get that blender stick in there. So chop up your potatoes. Our onions are now been sautéed for about 5 minutes or so, so they're a little bit golden and the sweetness is coming out. So we can start to add the rest of the ingredients. So we've got these potatoes, in they go, and the carrots, in they go. And I'm also going to put some broccoli. So just take off some of these tops. In it goes. I'm going to put some stock in there. It might look like it's full of veg, but I'm going to put stock over the top in a second. Now, one little tip. I wouldn't really want to eat this because it's quite fibrous, but not wasting any. But you can make some lovely stock with this sort of thing. Just put all your peelings into a big stock pot with some water and just simmer them for about half an hour. It really doesn't take that long amount of time. Put some herbs in there, then drain it. Divide them into pots and then freeze them and use them whenever you want for a good base for casserole soups, those sorts of things. The next ingredient is some celery. So just roughly chop your celery and in it goes. And we're going to put the tin tomatoes. There's nothing posh about these, it's just ordinary tin tomatoes. If you've got some growing in the garden and a bit mushy, pop those in, they'll be great. Now, it wouldn't be lentil soup without putting some lentils in. So these are the red lentils, so they don't need soaking, they can just go straight in. So I'm going to put about half of those in there, and over that, the stock. And make sure that that's covered. So what will happen is, as the lentils start to rehydrate, they'll suck in all that water. So you may need to have a second visit at your soup to give it a stir, or maybe add a little bit more stock as you need it. The last ingredient at this stage is this miso, which has a lovely flavour. It's fermented soya beans. If you can't get hold of this, it doesn't really matter that much, but it does add a nice flavour, and that can just go in. So we're finished for the moment. This is going to simmer for about half an hour or so. If you leave it longer, the vegetables will fall in further. It's entirely up to you. So if you want a quick soup, it'll be done in 25 minutes. If you want to leave it simmering away for an hour, brilliant. But make sure you stir it, because you can have a tendency with this thick sort of soup for it to burn at the bottom. So do give it a stir from time to time. Don't forget that lid. Our hearty lentil soup has been cooking for about 40 minutes or so, and the lentils are cooked and they're nice and soft. Now, if you want to serve this straight as it is, without blending it, you really can. It's absolutely delicious and hearty. Serve that with some crusty bread, delicious. But what we're going to do now is actually going to blend it so it's a nice smooth soup. And again, this will be quite thick. So half of it in the freezer, enjoy that at a later date. Enjoy the rest today. So just give it a quick blend. Now for me this is just a little bit thick, so I am going to add some stock to that, or a little bit of water, and then just pop it back on the heat just to thin it out slightly. So I'm just adding a little bit of extra water just to thin this soup out, because it is quite thick with all those lovely lentils in there, and the broccoli and the potatoes. Give that a quick stir, just bring that to heat, and its final ingredient that I haven't put in, and that's some fresh herbs. Now when you're making a soup like this, add the herbs right at the end, even just scatter them on the top. They're very soft, really like lots of flavour, but if you put them in at the start of the cooking, they'll just look a bit funny. The colour will change, they won't look so vibrant as they are. Now our soup is done, look at that, beautiful, thick, hearty soup. There's enough here, well I've doubled the quantity, so there's enough here for at least 4 big servings, probably a little bit more. Serve this with wholemeal bread, absolutely great on a winter. Just finish off with a few fresh herbs around the top. Absolutely delicious. So there we have it, hearty vegetable and lentil soup.